What do you know about the CIA? You've likely seen them portrayed in films, read about their exploits in novels. But what is the reality of this organization shrouded in secrecy? Whatever you think you know, this is probably worse. Over the years, the CIA has been involved in some of the most daring and, dare I say, morally questionable activities in the history of intelligence gathering. From covert operations to mind control experiments, the agency has consistently pushed the boundaries of what is considered acceptable in the name of national security. Join me now as we delve into the shadowy world of espionage and uncover 5 of the most questionable declassified projects of the CIA. These are stories that will shock you, intrigue you, and perhaps even make you question everything you thought you knew about the world around us. These are the craziest declassified CIA secrets. Our journey into the depths of the CIA's clandestine activities begins with an operation so bizarre, it sounds like something straight out of a satirical spy film. Picture this. The year is 2005, the wounds of 9/11 are still fresh, and the hunt for Osama Bin Laden is at its peak. The CIA hatches a plan to use a rather unorthodox weapon against the world's most wanted man, an action figure. In collaboration with Hasbro executive Donald Levine, they created an Osama Bin Laden action figure. This toy had a heat-sensitive layer of paint that revealed a grotesque visage as it warmed up. The goal? To imprint a terrifying image of Bin Laden in children's minds, eroding support for him. Whether it achieved its goal is debatable, but it shows the CIA's willingness to explore unconventional methods. Our next chapter takes us from the dusty streets of Afghanistan to the sun-drenched shores of Libya, where we encounter a tale of intrigue, betrayal, and enough explosives to level a small city. At the heart of this story is Edwin Wilson, a former CIA officer whose clandestine dealings would shake the agency to its core. In the early 1980s, Wilson, under the guise of a legitimate businessman, supplied weapons and explosives to notorious regimes. His most infamous deal involved selling 20 tons of C4 to Muammar Gaddafi's Libya. Wilson was arrested in 1983 and painted as a rogue agent who betrayed his country. However, evidence later suggested he had the tacit approval of elements within the CIA. The revelation of CIA complicity sent shockwaves through Washington. Edwin Wilson's story is a cautionary tale, a reminder that in the shadowy world of espionage, nothing is as it seems. Chapter 3, A Shellfish Solution, the CIA's Heart Attack Gun. Our exploration of the CIA's darker projects now leads us into the chilling realm of assassination. This is the CIA's heart attack gun, a weapon designed to kill with chilling stealth. The concept was simple: eliminate an enemy without leaving a trace. The target? Fidel Castro, a thorn in the side of the United States. The heart attack gun fired a dart tipped with a potent shellfish toxin. This toxin was chosen for its lethal potency and rapid breakdown in the body. Imagine a target struck by the dart, barely noticing the impact. The toxin silently shuts down the victim's vital organs, mimicking a heart attack. Details of the heart attack gun were revealed during the Church Committee hearings in the 1970s. Chapter 4. Rewriting History, the CIA's Wikipedia edits. From the physical realm of clandestine operations, we move now into the digital age, where information is power and controlling the narrative is paramount. This chapter takes us into the heart of the internet, where we uncover the CIA's covert attempts to manipulate information on the world's largest online encyclopedia, Wikipedia. In the mid-2000s, rumors began to circulate that the CIA was engaging in a subtle form of information warfare, using anonymous editors to manipulate entries on Wikipedia to reflect favorably on US foreign policy. The allegations were met with skepticism at first, but as evidence mounted, it became clear that something was amiss. In 2007, a website called Wikiscandal broke the story, revealing that a number of edits to Wikipedia pages, particularly those related to controversial topics like the Iraq War, Guantanamo Bay, and the profiles of former CIA agents had originated from IP addresses belonging to the US government. One particularly damning example involved edits made to the article on Guantanamo Bay, the controversial detention camp where suspected terrorists were held without trial. Edits traced back to CIA computers removed images deemed unfavorable to the US government, including one depicting guard dogs and restraints used on detainees, and altered statistics related to the number of deaths at the facility. The CIA's involvement in manipulating Wikipedia was seen as a blatant attempt to control the narrative surrounding sensitive topics, shaping public opinion in favor of US policies. The incident served as a stark reminder that in the age of the Internet, even the seemingly neutral ground of an online encyclopedia could become a battleground for covert influence campaigns. Chapter 5. A Case of Mistaken Identity. The Wrongful Imprisonment of Khalid al-Masri. Our final chapter takes us into the murky world of extraordinary rendition, a controversial CIA program. This is the story of Khalid al-Masri, an innocent man caught in the crosshairs of the war on terror. Al-Masri, a German citizen, was arrested in Macedonia in 2003. His name resembled that of a suspected al-Qaeda operative wanted by the CIA. Despite his pleas, he was handed over to the CIA and flown to a secret prison in Afghanistan. What followed was a harrowing ordeal that lasted for months. El-Masri was eventually released without apology or compensation. His case sparked international outrage and exposed the flaws of the CIA's program. Lessons learned. The CIA's history is a tapestry woven with threads of both triumph and tragedy, of daring operations and questionable choices. The 5 stories we've explored, from the bizarre to the brutal, offer a glimpse into the agency's complex and often controversial legacy. These declassified secrets serve as a stark reminder that the pursuit of national security can sometimes lead down dangerous paths where the lines between right and wrong become blurred. It is essential that we learn from these past mistakes, holding those in power accountable and ensuring that such abuses never happen again. By shining a light on the darkest corners of the intelligence world, we can strive for greater transparency, accountability, and a future where the pursuit of security never comes at the expense of our fundamental values.